Who are the world's best negotiators? What makes them effective? When colleagues, students, and clients ask us these questions, Henry Kissinger's name inevitably arises. Some remember his secret negotiations to open U.S.-Chinese relations after years of mutual hostility. Others recall détente with the Soviets, the first nuclear arms control deal, the Egyptian and Syrian disengagement accords with Israel, or the controversies over Cambodia or Chile. Even for those who know few details of Kissinger's record, the former Secretary of State regularly features in conversations about great negotiators. This widespread perception of Kissinger's negotiating prowess has deep roots. According to a June 1974 Harris poll, an astonishing 85% of Americans judged that Kissinger was doing a splendid job, while 88% considered him to be a highly skilled negotiator. This represented the highest approval rating for anyone in government since the polls were begun. 40 years later, in 2014, a survey of 1,615 international relations scholars in 1,375 colleges and universities overwhelmingly ranked Henry Kissinger as the most effective U.S. Secretary of State in the last 50 years. This top ranking held among most subgroups of the expert respondents: liberal, middle of the road, and conservative, male and female, and so on. Even Walter Isaacson, Kissinger's often critical biographer, judged him to have been the foremost American negotiator of the 20th century. Millions of words have been written both by and about Kissinger, the influential Secretary of State, diplomatic historian, and foreign policy analyst. Along with countless commentators, both sympathetic and critical, Kissinger has himself chronicled his role in dozens of particular negotiations. Yet, to our surprise, a serious overall examination of an important aspect of Kissinger's record as negotiator does not appear to exist. By looking across Kissinger's most significant negotiations to ferret out common characteristics, this book represents our critical exploration of Kissinger's approach to negotiation and its underlying logic, strategies, and tactics. Our goal is to generate the prescriptive insights that are essential to understanding and addressing today's conflicts and deal-making challenges, whether international or domestic, public or private. Our quest to learn from Kissinger's approach has its origins in a larger ongoing project. Since 2001, the Program on Negotiation, a Harvard-MIT Tufts consortium, has annually sponsored a Great Negotiator event to honor men and women from around the world who overcame significant barriers to reach worthy agreements. Faculty and graduate students do substantial research and case writing before bringing each year's Great Negotiator honoree or honorees to Harvard for a public program of intensive videotaped interviews about each of their toughest negotiations. What were its most challenging elements? How did you handle them? What would you have done differently? Why? What insights do you draw from these experiences? What advice would you give someone facing a similar situation? Our 2012 honoree was former Secretary of State James A. Baker III for his central role in negotiations leading to the unification of Germany within NATO, actions to forge the Gulf War coalition to eject Saddam Hussein from Kuwait, and the diplomacy paving the road to the Madrid Conference, the first time Israelis and Arabs had engaged in a multilateral setting. That year's events were so stimulating that we decided to adapt this Great Negotiator methodology between 2014 and 2016 to conduct lengthy interviews with all former U.S. Secretaries of State. As part of the resulting American Secretaries of State project, we conducted wide-ranging research on and lengthy interviews with Henry Kissinger, in addition to George Shultz, Madeleine Albright, Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, and Hillary Clinton. Our initial conversations with Henry Kissinger